Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Asia Sharma. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Friday, the 17th of November. French Foreign Minister hold talks with Indian Prime Minister Modi in New Delhi to boost ties. Locals in Gilgit Baltistan hold corrupt authorities accountable for timber smuggling. And now for all the details. Pakistani troops targeted civilian areas along the frontier in India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province on Friday. The Indian Army also retaliated to the firing. There has been a spate of ceasefire violations along the border by Pakistan this month.
Pakistani troops on Friday targeted residential areas along the line of control or LOC in Poonch district of India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province, local residents said. Schools in Shahpur, Karmara and Degwar areas of the district remain closed as ceasefire violation continued for the third consecutive day. Pakistani troops fired mortar shells, small arms and automatic weapons. The Indian troops also retaliated strongly to firing from across the border.
हाई स्कूल से प्राइमरी तक सब इस वक्त बंद है। कोई बच्चे पढ़ाई में लॉस हो रहा है, कारोबार हमारा सब बंद हुआ है, तो बहुत ही परेशानी है फायर की वजह से।
The troops of arch rivals India and Pakistan intermittently exchanged fire at the LOC despite an agreement in 2003 that a ceasefire should be observed along the working boundary. Both New Delhi and Islamabad blame each other for resorting to unprovoked firings.
French Foreign Minister on Friday met Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi in New Delhi. The French Minister also held delegation-level talks with his Indian counterpart Sushma Swaraj to lay the groundwork for French President's visit to New Delhi next year.
Minister for Europe and Foreign Affairs of France Jean-Yves Le Drian met Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi in New Delhi on Friday. The French minister is in India to lay the groundwork for French President Emmanuel Macron's visit to New Delhi next year. He met his Indian counterpart Sushma Swaraj and held delegation-level talks to boost bilateral ties between the two nations. The talks included security, economy, sustainable urban development, people-to-people ties and cultural affairs. The two ministers also addressed a joint press conference and affirmed cooperation to strengthen their defence, trade and investment ties.
दोनों पक्ष इस बात पर सहमत हैं कि जलवायु परिवर्तन का समाधान तलाशना और सुरक्षित, कारगर तथा टिकाऊ ऊर्जा आपूर्ति को बढ़ावा देना हमारी मुख्य साझा प्राथमिकताएं हैं। दोनों पक्षों ने अगले वर्ष इंटरनेशनल सोलर अलायंस के स्थापना सम्मेलन को सफल बनाने के प्रति भी अपनी प्रतिबद्धताओं की पुनः पुष्टि की।
Le Drian is on a two-day visit to India and is scheduled to meet top Indian leadership to bolster ties.
Moving on, cutting down of trees and timber smuggling in Gilgit Baltistan has left the locals yearning for wood. They blame corrupt administration and its newly formed policies on timber benefit only timber mafias rather than the locals.
Once known as a natural reserve with thousands of square mile area under forest cover, Gilgit Baltistan is now left with shrinking wood numbers. Locals in the region blame the government's negligence for the poor condition. They also blame that the newly formed timber policies are encouraging the timber mafias rather than curbing their illegal practices.
यहाँ पर लोग लकड़ी के लिए तरस रहे हैं। गिलगित बल्तिस्तान के 11 अजला में लकड़ी की कीमत जो है ना वो सोने की कीमत बन गई, सोना बन गया, लकड़ी मिलता ही नहीं है। तो ये माफिया है, इस माफिया को फायदा पहुंचाने के लिए ये हर साल इस तरह करके अप्रूव करवाते हैं।
Residents of Gilgit Baltistan believe that there are a lot of money changing hands amongst the government and the timber mafias to perpetuate timber smuggling in the region.
ये सोचने पर मजबूर है कि हो सकता है इसमें वज़ीर आला का भी हाथ हो, उसका भी जेब गर्म हो, उसको भी कोई फायदा पहुंच रहा हो, तो हम टोटली कंडेम करते हैं, इस पॉलिसी की मजम्मत करते हैं।
Locals say with proper policies and planning by the Pakistan government and local administration, the situation could have been better. But the illegally occupied region continues to suffer due to draconian laws and exploitative attitude of Islamabad.
In news from Afghanistan, death toll from the suicide bomb attack in the Afghan capital Kabul rose to 19 on Friday. Militant group Islamic State claimed responsibility for the attack on Thursday, according to its official news agency, Amaq.
The death toll from the deadly suicide attack outside a restaurant in Kabul city on Thursday rose to 19 on Friday. Hussein Nazari, a cameraman of a local TV network, was critically wounded in the explosion on Thursday afternoon and succumbed to his injuries early on Friday morning in the hospital. Islamic State claimed responsibility for the suicide bomb attack, according to its official news agency, Amaq. The Taliban denied involvement. The UN Assistance Mission in Afghanistan, or UNAMA, condemned the attacks, saying that the explosion killed at least 9 civilians, including 1 child, and injured at least 16 others. Tadamichi Yamamoto, the UN Secretary General's Special Representative for Afghanistan and head of UNAMA, called the attack an act of terror and a serious violation of humanitarian law. The explosion was the latest in a wave of violence that has killed and injured thousands of civilians in Afghanistan this year.
Himalayan Kingdom Nepal will be witnessing the provincial and parliamentary elections in 2 phases in November 26 and December 7. Political campaigns are in full swing by political parties to lure voters. On Friday, Nepali Congress Party President and Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba criticized the leftist alliance of the CPN-UML and CPN-Maoist Centre, calling it as an undemocratic tie-up. Addressing an election campaign in his home district, he said that democratic alliance was indispensable for development and constitution implementation. Deuba had earlier appealed to cast their voters without any fear, as security has been tightened across the country. Moving on to news from Sri Lanka, the China-based luxury hotel group Shangri-La Hotels and Resorts opened its new edition in Sri Lankan capital Colombo on Thursday. The hotel, inaugurated by the Lankan President Maithripala Sirisena, is likely to boost business through more tourist arrivals in the country.
Sri Lankan President Maithripala Sirisena on Thursday inaugurated a new edition of Chinese hotel brand Shangri-La Hotels and Resorts in Colombo for business. The international brand had originally planned to invest $500 million on the Lankan properties, but later increased it by 60% to meet the demand of a larger-than-planned project. Shangri-La has already opened a resort in Hambantota district, where Sri Lanka is considering creating a special economic zone for Chinese investors. The Chinese hotel group has planned the move in a bid to take benefit on the boom of tourist arrivals in the country.
A science exhibition aimed at promoting the subject among students as well as helping them understand it better was held on Friday in India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province. Students from various schools actively took part in the exhibition.
A science exhibition in India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province on Friday drew active participation from school students and science lovers. Around 70 innovative science projects were exhibited by the students of various schools with the purpose of making daily life simpler. Live demonstration of physics and chemistry experiments were other highlights of the event.
वाइल्ड लाइफ वालों ने भी यहाँ स्टॉल लगाया है। एग्रीकल्चर यूनिवर्सिटी कश्मीर जो है उन्होंने अपना स्टॉल लगाया है। हर एक शोबे से जो साइंस रिलेटेड एक्टिविटी है हर एक स्टॉल लगाया गया है उसकी तरफ से, और स्टूडेंट्स में खासा जोश पाया जाता है क्योंकि हर तरह का ये एक्टिविटीज़ इनकी वजह से इनको हेल्प होगी पढ़ने में, क्योंकि यहाँ पे हर एक डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन प्रैक्टिकली की जाती है।
Students taking part in the exhibition appreciated the steps taken by the government in promoting science, which will help them enhance their skills.
मतलब बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स ने बहुत डिफरेंट चीज़ें बनाई, किसी ने ओपन डिफिकेशन के लिए टॉयलेट्स बनाए, किसी ने कुछ और बनाया, तो इससे हमें मोटिवेशन मिलती है कि हम लाइफ में कितने पीछे हैं तो हमें कितना आगे आना चाहिए, बहुत ज़्यादा अवेयरनेस मिलती है। तो गवर्नमेंट का बहुत अच्छा स्टेप है क्योंकि इससे हमको बहुत ज़्यादा कुछ सीखने को मिलता है, सो आई एप्रिशिएट इट।
Wildlife Department of the province also displayed their rare species and animal remains that are found in the province. This was done so that the students can better understand animal kingdom, which will help them widen their knowledge in the field of biology.
In the era when digital cinema is wiping off the ancient film and entertainment industry across the world, a century-old theatre in India's southern Tamil Nadu province is offering the old film viewing experience. The theatre in Chennai city still uses projector and reel box to run films and attracts audiences daily.
A 101-year-old theatre in Chennai city of India's southern Tamil Nadu province is retaining the experience of ancient film viewing as it still runs films through projector and reel box. The Bachcha Theatre is able to attract locals till date as it showcases old Tamil films which are not screened elsewhere. The theatre at present has a seating capacity of nearly 300 people and tickets are priced at mere 45 cents.
இப்போதைய நிலைமையை பார்த்தோம்னா இங்கே வந்து பழைய படங்கள் தான், ஓல்டு ஃபிலிம்ஸ் தான் இதில் போட முடியும். ரீல் பெட்டியில் வர்ற பழைய படங்கள் தான். இங்கே கியூப் சிஸ்டமோ அந்த இஎஃப்ஓ இந்த புது நியூ டெக்னாலஜி எதுவுமே இதில் கிடையாது. பழைய சிஸ்டத்தில் வச்சு இங்கே நாங்கள் வந்து படத்தை ஓடிட்டு இருக்கோம்.
Bachcha Theatre was once a premier destination for people wanting to watch English feature films. It was the first theatre to enforce the adults-only age code before the popularity of digital cinema.
Well, that's the way to us in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. French Foreign Minister hold talks with Indian Prime Minister Modi in New Delhi to boost ties. Locals in Gilgit Baltistan hold corrupt authorities accountable for timber smuggling. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time next week. Have a great weekend. Good night.